Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Because if you look at the definition which we have used OECD definition, which mentions that product innovation as the introduction of a good or service that is new or significantly improved with respect to the characteristics and intended use, right? So if the focus is on the intended use, like we look at various consumer products around, then we should be able to understand that definitely these are the product innovation which we are talking about. Now, these improvements can be in form of technical specification or components, maybe come because of this new material has been used or certain software has added, which has now, increased the usability and other features of the product. Now, when we talk about the process innovation, there the focus is basically in terms of the implementation of new and significantly improved production or a delivery method. So there it can include maybe a new way of doing things, techniques, software, equipment, and which are essentially for the support activities. So I understand the confusion because it may appear that the product, a new innovation, let us say, which is coming from one company, could be a process innovation for the another. Let us say somebody comes up with a new way of doing barcoding, right? The company which may be doing it, it is a product for them which they are producing, as you were trying to say, and then it might become a part of the larger retail and let us say sector, or maybe we are using this kind of barcoding in library, etc. Now there, I think one way to is kind of a look at it, who are the intended user. If it is definitely hitting the consumers, then clearly we are talking more about the product innovation, how it is contributing towards the, whether it is contributing to the development of something or it is going for the final consumption. That can be another feature we can look at it. Right. So, for example, a mobile phone, some changes in a mobile phone, there we are looking at a very, that's like a final consumption of the product, right? On the other hand, if you look at a barcode, it is facilitating different other processes, right? So maybe purchasing something and thing. So I think from that point of view, one can look at the distinctions, but I agree with you that sometimes the lines get very blurred. What could be product in terms of what a company would be producing, for the another, it could be process. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you for your interest in the course. Anything else? Have you been able to follow the other weeks and doing the assignments?
Yeah, just fourth week I missed, but fifth I have attended and sixth time I attended.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Ruchi ma'am, this is Rajan here. There is a question in I think fourth or fifth assignment. I would like to ask.
A bit loud. I'm not able to hear what you say.
Am I audible to you?
Let me. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So there is a question in one of the assignment where it was mentioned. Just give me a moment, ma'am. Let me open the question as well, so that I can ask exact question.
Can you tell me which assignment?
I think it was 4 or not 5th. I think it was in 4th assignment, 4th number
Fourth
questions.
assignment. Let me have a look at it.
Yeah.
Question number?
I think question number is 4.
Let me open it. I have the data here. Assignment for the 4th week, na?
Yeah. Yeah, so here, ma'am, I got the question. Do you want me to share the screen?
Let me just open the assignment.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it is mentioned in the question, it is mentioned advertisement, distribution, and marketing are the examples of complementarities between R&D and other manufacturing activities. Here, like, it is a complementarities between R&D and other non-manufacturing activities. If non-manufacturing activity is not mentioned, it means that the statement is false, isn't
Other
it?
manufacturing activities, not non-manufacturing, other manufacturing activities.
Yeah, so other manufacturing activities. So it means that the question number 4 is false, because in the video it was clearly mentioned that complementarities between R&D and other non-manufacturing activities.
Here the question is essentially coming from, I think we have done that particular portion, no, where we looked at the T's work. Yes.
Yeah, so like I have, ma'am, the screenshot as well, where you have
Sure.
mentioned. Yeah, so can I share the screen?
Sure.
So how would I share, ma'am? Can you just help me out?
You would have to ask I think.
Can you help me to share the screen? Host.
Because I do not I'm also a guest. I'm not a host.
No,
So,
here one of the person I think joined as a
I think
co-host.
yes. So can we give?
Can I get?
Let me check with the host.
Yeah,
as
share option is I'm getting, ma'am. Just a
Yeah.
moment. Share option. Yeah, for screen. Can I share the screenshot, ma'am, to you, or a screen? Yeah, here it is. Just a moment.
Not yet.
Ma'am, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So what I can do, I can
Can you
share
tell
this.
me the slide number? I'll just check there.
Yeah. So just a moment. What I'll do. I'm.
I think we would have done it in the context of the market innovation and the firm size, basically.
Just a moment, ma'am. I'm just trying to share the screen.
You just tell me the slide, only I will be able to use it.
Ma'am, slide I don't have it. This was only in the video, not in the slide.
So see, the basic idea there was that when you take or you scale the particular product, and it is not only about the research and development itself, but you would also need to do a lot more activity when it comes to taking the final product to the market. I think one example, we have been sticking it with that example of a bottle, right? That bottle which has now very specific features, which is the innovation that is coming through. And as a result, now if you have the bottle, having it, creating a prototype is one thing, maybe production it is another. And then in order to do all those kind of an activities would be your complementary. You need to have an information about this, you need to have a understanding of that, you need to have the skill set to do so.
Ma'am, I'm not able to share.
No problem, but does that answer your question, what I'm telling you?
Actually, I was logged off. So here, ma'am, it is mentioned complementarities between R&D and other non-manufacturing activities. It was in the slide of why large firms. It was mentioned why large firm and Galbraith 1952. So if you can have a look at the slide, then I think it would be great. Galbraith 1952 slide.
I understand what you're saying. Now, what is your concern?
Concern is that complementarities between R&D and other non-manufacturing activities. So other non-manufacturing activities you stated, like advertisement, like distribution, like marketing. So there is a complementarities between research and development and other non-manufacturing activities. But in the question, it is mentioned that like advertisement, distribution, marketing are the examples of complementarities between R&D and other manufacturing activities, not other non-manufacturing. They're mentioning other manufacturing activities. So it means that if it is mentioned that complementarities between R&D and other non-manufacturing activities, if it is mentioned that non, then it means true. But if it is not mentioned non-manufacturing, it means that the statement is false, isn't it?
So you tell me, what are the manufacturing activities? Broadly, it would be production.
Yes.
Right?
Production, like producing goods.
Yeah.
So,
and what are the non-manufacturing activities?
Like which are helping in production, like advertisement, distribution, marketing, that you clearly stated in the video.
So if you read the sentence now, advertisement, distribution, marketing are examples of complementarities between R&D and other manufacturing activities. Is this true or false?
It is false, ma'am, because it is mentioned other manufacturing activities, not other non-manufacturing activities.
See, the thing is, I think in the during the talk, when I said other non-manufacturing activities, I would have been referring to this advertisement, distribution, and marketing itself.
Yes, ma'am. So that's what I'm saying, that you refer that non-manufacturing activities are advertisement.
So what we are saying in the question is that these non-manufacturing activities are complementary to R&D and other manufacturing activities, which includes production. So it should be true, no? You yourself is saying that. No?
No, ma'am, but these are the example of like...
So what we have is R&D. Let us say an innovation activity, which is done in R&D lab, right? Let us make a very watertight compartment distinction, which may not exist in the real life, but then there are manufacturing activities, right? Which maybe sourcing the raw material, then maybe, processing the raw material, having the final product, right? Once the final product is output, let us say non-manufacturing, which we are referring to as in distribution of it, advertisement of it, and marketing of it. Yes?
Correct. Yes.
Aren't there complementarities between them? When in the slide I'm mentioning, I'm trying to highlight that the R&D and other non-manufacturing activities, which I was referring to these. In the talk, I would say advertisement, distribution, marketing, because I was giving those examples. Or maybe it could have been qualified further by saying by manufacturing and non-manufacturing activities. But when you look at the question, it is very straightforward. Does that answer your question, Rajan?
I got, ma'am, but I was confused here that why large farms...
Maybe in the slide you want it to be manufacturing and non-manufacturing, both.
Yeah, so here it was discussion was related like innovation related to. So this is a complement. In slide it was mentioned clearly, and you also stated that there is a complementarities between R&D and other non-manufacturing activities.
But I never said there is no complementarity between R&D and manufacturing. No, that was not point, no? And that is not relevant also, and that is not right also.
So according to what it should be, you are saying that non-manufacturing activities...
No, there is a complementarity in all, no? Like the example, if you get some confusion, you think about that example we did, right? The example of the bottle. Now that bottle has to be mass produced also, so manufacturing will also be engaged. It has to be sold also to the masses. So other non-manufacturing activities will also be entailed in that.
Okay.
Yes, no, am I missing some point?
No, I'm like, as per you, what I got, you are saying that non-manufacturing activities are also example of complementarities between R&D and other manufacturing activities, which complements R&D and other manufacturing activities. This is what you are saying. So like advertisement, distribution, marketing, which complements R&D and other manufacturing activities. This is what I got from your discussion.
Is there a concern about it? Do you have a question about it?
No, like I don't have a
See,
question
for
related.
example, if you come up with this is my thought process. If you're coming up with a new product, until and unless you do not have a decent marketing campaign, how will you make sure that the people will understand about its feature? How would they get to know how to use it? Right? So you may find that when a new product comes, you will find, first of all, new advertising campaign may come. Then there might be YouTube videos in terms of, how to use it, what to do with it. Reviews might be. So again, they are adding on to the final selling of the product.
But ma'am, as per like the way it is explained in the slide, I think in the question it should have been complementarities between R&D and other non-manufacturing activities, because advertisement, distribution, marketings fall under the examples of complementarities between R&D and non-manufacturing activities. So if non-manufacturing, if it is not mentioned, then I think this way it is implying that this should be false. I think it should have been written other way.
Other non-manufacturing, you are saying?
Yeah, ma'am. Other non-manufacturing. It is mentioned in the slide where you have explained Galbraith 1952. Why large firm? I don't know the slide number.
Okay.
So there are a couple of points you have mentioned. Capital market imperfections.
Yes. I understand what you are referring to.
I think, but
okay,
like,
so you're saying this advertisement, distribution, and marketing, they are basically the example of other non-manufacturing activities.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
Okay.
This so like
I
it
was
is mentioned.
reading the sentence in a different way. Okay.
Yeah. Your explanation is correct, but it should have been written in
so
this
it could be okay. I understand the question could be read in another way also.
Yes.
Okay. Fine.
So like it should have been false as per the slide, but it is mentioned true as per like.
Okay. I think we were having a very different reading of the sentence.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. I will see to it how we can do that. Okay. I'll take note of this and I'll talk to the concerned.
If you want, I can send you the screenshot.
No, I understood. I understood how you are reading the sentence. I understood. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So I understand your reading is fine. No problem. So I'll just talk to about this thing. What can be done in that case? So you're saying that the false should also be correct in this case?
Yes, ma'am. It should have been written another way.
Oh,
so that only one.
I understand. So I will check with this team as to how we can make the correction. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Any other question?
Yeah, ma'am. One question. Can you more elaborate on epochal innovation?
On which innovation?
Epochal innovation. EPOCHAL. Epochal innovation.
Can you write it? I'm not able to get it.
EPOCHAL.
Okay, wait. I think let me just switch on my fan. It's creating a lot of noise. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Sorry, I got disconnected suddenly. Yes, yes. Right. So I think the question was about
Yeah, epochal innovation that you
yes.
taught in previous class.
I
And
received also. Yeah. So essentially, we are talking about the very, kind of innovations which are, like, I think that you're referring to what Professor Lakhvinder Singh said, right?
yeah, yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. So here they are. Just trying to. So I think what am I audible or I've lost connection again?
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am. We are
Okay.
audible.
Yeah, I think the video is gone now. All right, no problem. So what we have is essentially, applicable. If you look at the word itself, essentially we are looking for some events or something which are very important, significant. They're going to bring in a very important new change, right? And it is in that context we talk about the epochal innovations, where we are looking at that impact when we are understanding the kind of a change now it is going to highlight in the society is absolutely revolutionizing. It is going to bring a very important, significant change as such, right? I think he has given the examples of the digital transformation we have seen, even the way we have looked at ICT, the very transformative kind of a change that we are talking about. And I think the context which he was using is in the context of the NIS that he has explained, right?
Thank you.
Sorry, I think it's just a bit of an unstable, internet here. Yeah. There were other questions about, I think, yes, about the question paper. So we will have some questions on, like we are doing in the assignment, there will be true, false, and some short answer type question. For the next assignment, I have put up one short answer type question, because here to get a lot of multiple choice questions, etc., like we may be able to do it in other subject is not possible. So we will have a short answer type question, and we will also have a long answer type question. Okay. So that was one question. And some students have also asked about transcripts. We are working very hard on them. As soon as we get the transcript from the, from the office, we work on it, to the best, like as soon as possible, and return. And to my understanding, you have the transcript for first 2 weeks, and we have checked those. And the other one, as soon as we receive from the office, we will process them and we will upload them. And the another question is with respect, once you have the transcript, then you can, kind of break them into shorter paragraphs, etc. And then you should be able to kind of, follow up from there. And if you look at the slides which we have, in each slide, I'm giving some readings, and I'm trying that the readings which you have more or less are from the open sources. So if you go back and you search for them, you should be able to get the copies, or they are easily available. And once you read from there, then you should be able to, add more to your knowledge and information about the same.
Ma'am, one more question here. Like when we go through the videos, there are more, like the PPT as compared to what you provide in the lecture materials. I think some PPTs are missing in lecture materials as compared to videos.
I'm mostly sending the same PPT which I'm using in my this thing.
Some PPTs are missing, ma'am, like epochal innovations you have explained. in the videos where some parts are
Yeah,
mentioned.
that
And
I will check with Professor Lakwinder Singh. Yes, because the one
okay.
he sent me, then I have forwarded it to the office. So if you can, maybe mention couple of them, then I will send you the exact one also. Okay.
Okay. One more question, ma'am. Like I missed the deadline of registering for the examination.
Yes, yes. I will
Is
check
there?
with office. Yeah, we will check with office if it is possible. We have somebody from NPTEL live here.
Yeah, if it can be extended for a couple of more days, because I was traveling on that day. So
Yes, yes. So that's one request we can ask them. We can kind of, but if in case if they have to take, some numbers and all also, let me check it with them. You know,
all right.
Hariom, you please take a note of the points which we have to take care of. What one was that question which Sudarshan has pointed out, and the another is about this PPTs, and the third is about the registration for the examination. Is that
Yes,
correct,
ma'am.
Rajan? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. You're correct. And like in the fourth week only, ma'am, if you can explain one, or if you have explanation, if you can forward in the lectures material or maybe in the solution part, then that would be great. The last
Of the
part of the,
assignment? Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. That we
last
will
part.
show. We have the, so you want the answer to that question, right?
Not answer, ma'am. I want solution.
Solution, yeah.
Yeah.
Answer
So
in any case. You have.
week 4 solution, last question.
Yes, yes, that we can send. So what we will send. Maybe I will send it on the discussion forum and through an email. Will that be
Yeah.
okay?
Okay. That will be all right, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, I have two questions, like last two questions from my side. Actually, first one is when we are taking this product and process data from different firms' perspectives, like firms are from industries through different sources like patenting, what they have filed patents and etc. So in that particular case, how we will distinguish between product and process? Like some industries, they have mentioned particular innovation as a product innovation, so that we can get. But if you are considering particular set, like as per technological classifications, high tech industries, medium high tech industries, medium technology industries, like that, when we are considering this technological intensity firms with this technological intensity, so how we can classify that data or identify, or how we can bifurcate in that sense particular innovation as a product or process. And another question is linked to that. We can see in other countries, like they have technologically classification for their industries, but in Indian case, this structurized manner, it is, I think, as per my knowledge, it is not that much clearly available. So most of the times, researchers, what we have to do as a researcher, we have to, every time we have to classify those data and include particular firms or industries in particular high tech or medium high tech. So in that case, how we can improve this classification of Indian firms through this medium high tech, medium low tech, like technological classifications? These are my two questions.
See, there are different set of classification that are available. So one classification which we use for research is based on the National Industrial Classification. Okay. So there you will find the list of the companies as per the NIC. When a company register for that, they will give their NIC, and then you have 2-digit, 3-digit, and 5-digit NIC classification, which will tell you like in which particular group or a particular company is. For example, if it belongs to pharmaceutical, chemical, drug, within that drug what it is doing. And as you go for a more granular classification, you'll be able to understand. But that is from an industrial context. At an international level also, we have various this is something ISIC, which is an international classification. So there are concordances being drawn and all that. That is one. Then for the patents, what we use is an international patent classification, right? So for there you will also, again, this is a WIPO classification available, and it gets updated also very regularly, because as you understand, the changes in the technology, you need updation there also. So if you go for WIPO maybe 2008 or 18 in international patent classification, there also you will there are groups, there are subgroups, there are main first 8 categories, and so on and so forth. The another class, so that is based on the technology. Please understand, so they might the broader classification that they may have is going to be very different from the way we are looking at national industrial classification or at an industrial classification at international level. Okay, so for doing research, what we do more than times, we have to draw a concordance, right? How we bring together both. So for example, if there is a patent, now patent will be given an IPC classification. You have to figure out whether that the same IPC would be relevant for the same NIC or not. So you have to draw. So there are methods available to do those concordances as such. That is one part of it. The another question which is asked is with respect to high intensity, low intensity, and all. So there, if you look at the OECD classification, that classification is based on the data on research and development and patents itself, right? So there, so they will have high income, let us say high income for sectors, basically, whether automobile, your aeronauticals, or pharmaceutical, or your biotechnology firms, or maybe your automobile sectors. So those sectors are divided into high technology, medium technology, low technology, sectors as such. So that is one. So if the firm belong to that particular sector, suppose they have given the classification that in the high technology sector, as per the international standard industrial classification, so these are the areas which are right now very highly R&D intensive. Okay, so then you use that ISI, you draw a concordance with the NIC, the National Industrial Classification. There you find out which are the sectors based on NIC will be the high intensive, and then you do a classification of the firms which are in that NIC as a high intensive, low intensive. Okay. Then with respect to the classification of a product into of a patent into product and process, there you find is that the explanation has to be given, right? So the claims has to be written. So you have to give the specification, you have to give the details. Now, say for example, you are coming up with one new drug, okay, and that drug will lead to maybe curing of a certain particular disease. So then you are talking more from a product point of view. Now somebody find out that the way this person has created this particular drug, there is maybe another way of doing it which will also lead to the similar outcome, right? So then the product and process distinction gets very easy to make in a pharmaceutical sector, because in the drug it is the final product which you are for the consumption, and process would be like how do you create it in that case, right? But again, as I said earlier, like when we are filing the patent, for example, for that barcode and all, the final outcome and on which final things you are having a claim, right? So the claim which will be written, and accordingly you will be able to figure out that what is it that you are claiming through this particular invention, what kind of a product that you will be claiming through that. Does that answer your question? I'm not sure because of whether I was hearing it properly or not.
Yes,
So
yes.
I've
Yes,
answered it at 4 levels in that case, right?
yeah.
NIC, ISIC, classification of the patents into different technology set, the need to draw concordance. So if you are looking for maybe a research in this area, the concordance has to be drawn. And then of course, if the product and process classification in the patent data itself.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Thank you very much.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Prashant.
Ma'am, can you please describe about the static losses that that you talked about during lecture 6? I couldn't get that static losses. What are those?
Your voice is not coming clear, Prashant.
Ma'am, I was talking about that static losses that you described in the lecture 6. I didn't get what they are. So please, can you elaborate about the static losses? Ain't I audible, ma'am?
Actually, no, I'm not able to hear. Hariom, have you been able to hear, or Jita?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you want me to talk to the office?
No, ma'am. Shall I write the question in the chat box?
Yes, Prashant, you can write.
I'm asking, Harry. Voice is not coming. Let me call Hariom and check what he is saying.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. ठीक है. So what we did in the class was, like, for example, if this is your demand, curve, are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
So suppose this is price is equal to the marginal cost in a competitive setup, then the quantity supplied would be around, let us say, Q star, and
Yes.
the price would be P star. On the
Okay.
other hand, if you would have a monopoly, then you will, this is the marginal revenue curve.
Yes.
So then the price that will be charged in the market would be PM, and quantity that would be charged would be QM.
Yeah.
So in this case, what we see that the consumer surplus, which was earlier, let me use another color. So let me do, okay, these lines, right? So the earlier the consumer surplus was all these, horizontal lines. Now it
Yes.
has reduced, and it is now only become this much, which is now this blocked area. And what we have found is that this horizontal lines, there is a reduction. But what about this area? Okay, let me just completely cover this. Okay, so now I give you an example. Say, for example, somebody comes up with maybe another new drug, and then they have what you may call as maybe a complete monopoly over the product. They are the only one who are selling in the market. There you find two things will happen. First of all, there would be a reduction in the consumer surplus. Now this reduction is the area which we have are basically these two areas. We call this point A, B, C, D, and E, right? So the total reduction in the consumer surplus is the area of A, B, C, and E, right? But if you look at this area of A, B, C, and D, this particular rectangle is essentially a redistribution, right? So it is gone from the consumers to the new producers now. If we do not put any value judgment on it, so we will say that, okay, it's a redistribution, right? Now, what about the area B, D, E, right? So that is the deadweight loss to the society. And that is what we are referring to when we are talking about the static losses. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am. I got it, ma'am.
So, ma'am, in this case, the deadweight loss is the static loss, right?
It is static because then what we have, it is at a point of a time. But what we are looking at are the dynamic gains. Where are the dynamic gains coming from? Dynamic gains are coming because we are giving them a patent protection. Then there would be a possibility that they will be more incentivized to come up with the better inventions. So those are the dynamic gains. They are static in the sense that because at a point of a time. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So if there are no more questions, shall we close the session?
Yes, ma'am. But just please take care of the queries that we have that you have noted down.
The points which you have mentioned, okay, we will
Yes,
take
yes.
care of. I will
Okay.
talk to this thing. Actually, I think
Okay,
the
ma'am.
reading was very different when we wrote the question.
Yeah.
We'll do
Plus also, ma'am, registration along with that solution of the question.
that.
Assignment 4.
Sorry?
Solution of the questions of assignment 4, last question.
I think they have a timeline and they release it on a specific timelines.
But ma'am, that question answer they release, they don't release solutions.
Rajan will post it over the discussion forum. Don't worry.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay then. Thank you, everybody. All the very best. You please keep writing to me if you think certain points are not clear. I need to talk about it because the next few we will be, sending now. So if there is any need, we can, again meet very soon, much sooner as the requirement will be. Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
definitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.